Hey, what's going on, weavers? Tim here again, and it's about time we make a woven paracord watch strap. This watch strap will be a single pass watch strap that passes through the spring bars of the watch from one side through to the other. This project came out great, and I hope all you watch and paracord enthusiasts out there have the time to make one of these. Let's get into it. To start this one off, I've got 3 lengths of paracord, a 20mm watch buckle, and my watch, of course. I actually ended up changing the watch I was going to put it on, as the Hamilton Pilot was a bit too wide for the strap, so I ended up using a cheaper Casio model. All links for these materials and the watch I'm using are linked below. First off, I need to remove the inner guts of my paracord strands. Do this by clipping off the ends of both sides to expose the inner strands and simply pull them out all the way. Do this for all 3 strands. And don't forget to melt the ends once you're done. This next step is optional, but I would highly suggest it as it really makes the end result a lot better. I'm going to flatten my gutted cord by ironing it. I'm first going to wet my cord by dipping it in water and just squeezing out the excess. This will help prevent the cord from melting by accident. To iron it, I'll be using my girlfriend's hair straightener, and that works just great, and I've got it set on about medium heat. If you don't have a hair straightener, a plain old iron for clothing works great too. As you can see, now the cord is nice and flat. Now working with our watch buckle hardware, I'm going to feed both ends of the first strand through the back of the buckle with one strand on each side of the buckle tongue, and feed both ends back through the loop of the rest of the cord to form a cow's hitch. And then I'm going to take the second strand, pass it through the buckle on the right side of the cow's hitch, putting the midpoint where the spring bar is. And I'm going to do the same on the other side with the third strand. Make sure you have even strands on all sets. I've got my buckle now hitched to my jig, and I'm going to start weaving. Starting with the left side strand on the front of the buckle, it's going to go under and then over the 2 strands to the right. From there, hold everything in place, and then with the right side strand that's behind the buckle, bring that to the left and go over, under, and over the next 3 strands to the left. Notice the 2nd and 6th strand fold over. This is the only time the strands fold. Now we repeat the same pattern. With the left side strand, go under and then over the 2 strands to the right. And then with the right side strand, go over, under, and over the 3 strands to the left. So just remember left side, under, over, and right side, over, under, over. It's actually very easy once you get going. From here, just continue weaving until you've reached your desired length. Just be sure to tighten your weaves consistently, as uneven tension can create variations in the pattern. I also like to press down on the completed parts of the weave just to keep everything nice and flat. I wove my strap to be about 9¼ inches or about 23.5 centimeters long. I wanted my strap to be a bit shorter, so I had a bit of wastage, but you should have enough cord to make your strap a bit longer to tailor to your needs. I've now come down to the end of my watch strap, and here is how we are going to finish it with some backstitching. Working from the front of the strap, first take the 4th strand and bend it upwards. Then working with the 2nd strand, bring that strand upwards and feed it under the strand on the top right. Next, take the 1st strand and bend it upwards and backstitch it, just following the row that it's a part of. You can backstitch it all the way to the other side of the strap. However, I only went under 1 weave. For the 6th strand, it's going to be bent upwards, but it will go under the 1st strand and then back stitched in. You might get some odd twists here or there, so just make sure they lay flat. And for the last third strand, bend that upwards and have it go under the fourth strand and backstitch it in. Also, please don't ask me why I did all this in such a random order, as it's just what I did. For the very last fourth strand, I'm just going to cut it where it is and use a bit of glue to keep it down. Next, I'm going to snip and singe all the excess cords where they are. Be very careful when doing this step, and you don't want to melt parts of the watch strap, only the frayed ends that you cut. I would highly suggest you use a jet lighter, as it's way more accurate, as you can direct the flame and be very precise with your melts. You can also bend the watch strap back to expose the cut end better for melting, and just press down on those melted ends with your knotter's tool. Here is the last strand that I talked about earlier that I'm going to keep down with a drop of super glue. Nice and simple. So we're almost done. I just need to make a simple floating keeper. And to do that, I'm using a small piece of gutted paracord about a couple of centimeters long. And I'm going to melt both ends and just fuse them together very carefully. If you find this method too finicky, you can always just glue the two pieces together. Because my watch strap is on the shorter side, I only need one keeper, but you can do a second one if you need it. Now let's put it all together. I'm going to slip my keeper onto the watch strap and move it towards the buckle end. And then I'm going to install my watch strap onto my watch using a watch spring bar tool. Because the strap is thicker at the end, I'm not able to slip it through the spring bars while they're already on the watch. And with that done, there we go. We have successfully made a woven paracord watch strap. I think it looks great, and you can customize it however you like. In retrospect, I could have made the keeper a fixed keeper, but it works just as well either way. That being said, a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you want access to exclusive tutorials as well as our Discord server, feel free to check out my Patreon page, link in the video cards as well as down below. You can join for as little as $3 a month. And let me know in the comments down below what color you're going to make your watch strap. You can also support this channel by liking the video and commenting. Also, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.